In this video, we're looking at how to build one of these DIY fan units that can be used on the bench or in the field to stop your VTX overheating. Let's have a look how it works. Basically, just open up the fans, put the drone on, and plug in a 4S battery. Instant cooling. So let's take a look at the parts you're going to need and how to build it. Right, so let's take a look at the parts you're going to need to build this. Okay, the first thing you're going to need is some fans. Now I'm using these 60mm fans. These are just computer fans, 12 volt computer fans. They're 60 by 60 and they'll be perfect for the job. So that's one 60 by 60 fan, and then for the sides we've got these 30 by 30 fans. Okay, the small fans, you can buy these on eBay, just search for them on eBay. Okay, as well as that, we've got some mesh. Now this is alloy mesh. So this can be used to actually cover up the fans. We don't want anything sticking down in there, so we're just going to cover it up with them. A little bit of hot glue around the edge and cover that up. I've also got some, this mesh here, this is actually not aluminium mesh, this is plastic mesh. You can just get this from your hardware. It's just the sort of mesh that you use for screening screen doors. So that one is actually going to be for the larger fan. We're just going to hot glue that on, cut it to size and hot glue it on. Right here. So that's the fans. For the electrics, okay, we're going to be using, I'm going to be powering it with my LiPo battery. This is a 4S LiPo battery. So I'm going to use an XT30 connector, and then I've just got one of these adapter boards. This is just a step down, some people call it a buckboard. So it's just a 4S to 6S step down, and that's going to provide us our 12 volts for the system. Another thing we're going to use is these hinges here. So you can see these are tiny black hinges. These are readily available on eBay. Okay, if you just go to eBay, just search for black plastic hinges. Couldn't be much more simple than that. And just make sure you choose the smallest one. Let's have a look at the listing. What's the smallest one? I think it's 40 by 30, and that's the one you're going to want. Okay, as well as that, I'm using 26 AWG silicon wire. This is called power line. Okay, so this is the one where the line is actually joined together and just makes it a lot neater. So I'm going to use that to attach to the XT30 there. And that's about all the parts we're going to need. So if we'll get on and start building, and I'm not going to bore you with the whole build process, but I'm just going to show you steps along the way and show you what it looks like. Now the way these hinges are going to work is we're simply just going to glue them onto the fans, and that's going to form the hinge for the fans to join together when they're not in use. Just have a look at this from the other camera. So yes, you can see the hinge is actually too wide and we need to trim some off the hinge there. The important thing is we want to line it up so we get this hinge right on the edge of the fan there, and we'll just measure them. I need another hand to do this, but we'll just measure where we need to cut them, and we'll cut those overhanging pieces off and then glue them to the fan. And so it'll work a little bit like that. Okay, so a little bit of a speed build here. Okay, so we're just going to mark these off. I was going to cut these with a knife, but actually just cut them through with some shears there. It's very soft plastic, so it's easy to sand down and get it all nice and neat. I just went for hot glue. You could use Araldite, but hot glue is really easy to work with, and actually I use hot glue for the whole lot. If you want to do a really good job of it, you could use Araldite, I think. Anyway, I just put this here and then trimmed it all off. And this is not the alloy, this is just the plastic cores. Okay, so the next bit is attaching the fans on the sides. So once again, hot glue for them. And it's actually been working quite well. The hot glue is staying in place really good. Okay, so more hot glue here. And in fact, I think I'm going to use about like 2 or 3 sticks of hot glue on this before I've finished. Okay, so with that one, so we've got some wires coming out of all the fans. Now, the thing is we need these wires to all come around to one side of the unit so they can be bundled together. Yeah. With the step-down transformer, I can't attach 3 wires to each one of the pads because they're just, when I bundle them up, they're just too thick. So I need to bundle them up, solder them together, and then attach an extension wire, a piece of silicon wire as an extension wire onto them. So here we're just going to bundle up all the red wires and all the black wires for the 3 fans. And we'll just join them together with a bit of solder. And then we'll just get some silicon wire and we'll cover maybe about a 10 centimeter length of silicon wire. And that'll be our extension that runs from there all the way to the step-down transformer. So we'll just solder these up and put some heat shrink over them to keep them all nice and secure. Once again, hot glue, keep it all in place. Okay, so this runs round to the other side of the unit and we just cut them to length, and that's where the step-down transformer is going. Okay, so these ones here are the leads coming from the fan, obviously, and these ones are the ones going to the XT30 connector for the battery. And this step-down transformer, we're just going to glue that basically to the side of the unit, and it's just going to be held in place on the side of the unit by glue. Okay, so once again, keeping the wires in place with hot glue, just piling it into the corners there. Actually, after I finished this, I actually wrapped a piece of arm tape all the way around the edge, and it actually looks quite nice. Just a little bit here of hot glue here just to hold the main wire in place, and there we go. Bit of a test. Okay, and that's it. Happy building.